All right, and welcome to this week's episode of My Whiskey Den. We're going to be reviewing 3 of Koval's whiskey, the Bourbon, the Rye, and the Four Grain. It comes in a nice sample pack. That's how I got it. I picked it up at Alloway Liquor. Shout out to them because they had stuff that the rest of my city doesn't have. Now, if I can only get them to pick up the Millet and the Oat, I'll be happy as hell. But Koval Distillery is out of Chicago, Illinois. It was their first distillery since the 1800s. It was founded by Robert and Sanat Bernecker. Robert worked at his grandfather's award-winning winery and distillery. He studied various different distilling techniques in Austria at university and then went over different places in Europe to learn more advanced techniques from actual master distillers out there. He actually helped set up over 90 of the craft distilleries in America. And then he decided with his wife that maybe they should open their own distillery. And I think after you've put that much time and effort into helping everyone get off the ground and you see them start to be pretty accomplished, because there's at least 10 in there that did really well out of the 90, if not at least half, that maybe you want to throw your own hat in the ring. And Sanat was also, both of them, doctors before they started this. She focuses more on the production side, the distribution, and the marketing. But I did a little video about them before, so we're going to link that up here or down there, one or the other, after we're done shooting this, so everyone that pops on after this can, someplace around here. And actually you can kind of find out a little bit more about them. Because today we're going to jump right into the I think we said the 4 grain we want to start with today. So the 4 grain is 47% ABV, so a little bit higher, not that bland kind of 40 that a lot of people will put out a lot of times. Mixed of oat, which is a different grain, which is kind of their, I want to say their signature, because they do oat, they do millet, they do a couple other ones that are not their standard grains that you'll see. Malted barley, rye, and wheat. And these are all organic, and these are all kosher as well, too. I think I came in and had the still, I don't know, blessed. I'm not Jewish, so I'm not too good with that. But I know that it is all organic, and it is all kosher from them on all of them. It's all mostly small farms around them. So, Ben, you got it open and are spinning it. What are you getting on the nose?
It's just a lot of like cereal notes right off the top. You just get nice grain, a little bit of vanilla coming there.
Hey, Eli, it's good to see you jump in the chat.
Almost a touch of banana. Reminds me of a banana oatmeal, kind of.
Yeah, I do get that. A little bit of like banana. I almost get banana bread.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Just a little bit in there. It is a brighter, almost, I don't want to say effervescent, but a brighter whiskey. It's not like we were talking about the old Fitzgerald earlier today that has such like almost deep, dark notes in it.
Right.
These are rich, but like high notes.
Yeah. Yeah, I get banana cream pie on the nose. It also reminds me of the pre-wrapped pastries. There's like a banana cream filled one, like a what was it called? Banana flip. One of those is kind of a Hostess knockoff or something.
Yeah.
Where it just has that. It's and not in bad. It's just like banana, and the grain, the cereal grain is.
Yep, cereal grain. I'm also getting a little apple, like a light apple in mine. But it's a very fresh whiskey. I don't know. Yeah,
I get a weird tobacco spice on the end.
I'm getting some almond out of there. A little bit of almost like almond extract.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that almost with, like you were saying, like the light tobacco note. It's almost like the rye is like at the very tail end of the nose on this.
Yeah. Because after working at it for a while, you're like, what is that thing at the very end? It's really, It's got an interesting nose. It's got a decent amount of legs to it too.
Get her up there. Let's see.
Really hard to get that on the cameras, but
oh, that's because it takes a while to drip.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I got it on mine, where I was like, I spun it and I'm waiting, and I'm like, oh, there it goes. It finally started to come down.
Yeah, it takes a little time there to get the legs to form. So
it's a nice, I want to say nice light ambery color. Very light, kind of yellow amber, not very dark, but so right all the way around. Oh, hey, Ed stopped in. Thanks for stopping in, Ed. We appreciate that.
Get back to work, Ed.
He probably is at work. Oh, Ice House. Nice to see you in again, too.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't tell you. I just started drinking it. That happens.
I'm curious, do you know the percentages of the mash bill on this? I just saw the listing. I didn't know if they listed oats first, but if that's the primary grain or...
I did not get that one from them, and I didn't get a chance to get the response from them on that one. But that's my fault, not theirs. Totally mine on that one. But
they do have that. Actually, I saw that on the website. It's the bourbon's 51 corn, 49 millet.
But they don't have it for the 4 grain. They just have this one they don't.
I've only had one sip.
That's it. He's fibbing. It's like the other night where he's already 3 or 4 drinks in. But no, it is. I would assume it goes along that line as well too, just because I'm thinking just by the flavor on it, I was getting a little different flavor. So I almost want to say the oat is taking a little more foreground in that. Should have put that away a while ago, but. I'm getting a mint. I don't know if it's straight mint or like a spearmint, like midway through.
It's more spearmint to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's almost like a cinnamon oatmeal right up front, and then I'm getting some of the rye spice, and then you hit that mint right there.
Mm-hmm. Like that, like it filters its way up through everything else to the top.
I feel like the rye is kind of the anchor in this. Like all the other grains that you're getting, they kind of dance around, but the core flavors are really coming from the rye.
Mm-hmm. I do get some of that cereal like grain note, almost like an Irish grain. And you get that little bit of that flavor in here.
Mm-hmm.
Not the metallic. That's not enough to get to like the metallic version of it, which is nice because that's a little bit of a turnoff. But there is the cereal kind of grainy note in there too.
No, it does remind me of a grain whiskey. I mean, it even harkens a little hint of like hedonism from Compass Box. I get there's some little bit of vanilla, maybe a little bit of a touch of milk chocolate that reminds me of hedonism a little bit. But
I get it's like a light milk chocolate, like right after like the spearmint kind of flavor for a second for me.
Yeah.
But see, I like to go back, and this is going to be nice because I said the last time I did this for the stream, I was talking to them, I was on Whiskey Crusaders, and this was like Whiskey 13 through 16 that night. And so I wasn't as sharp as I probably should have been at that moment. When you start going that deep.
I get a little citrus somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. Like an orange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's not. I get the orange. It's almost like I got lemon up front, orange towards the tail end of it. But it's like little spikes of flavor. Yeah. Each one kind of shoot up to kind of grab the forefront for a split second. But not bad on that one. It's I have a hard time. The malted barley is what's throwing me. I feel like I'm trying to hunt for that. You know, that part of it in here. I almost feel like there should be more. I think I smell it. On the nose. Yeah. With that banana bread kind of smell, but I think I'm missing it a little bit more so in the taste.
I wonder if that's where a little bit of that chocolate note's coming from. Could be the rye.
You're probably right, because I think the rye is where you're getting more of that kind of spearmint hit.
Yeah.
That one's not bad though. I don't mind that one.
No, that's nice.
That orange, is it a slight bitter orange to you guys? Almost like when you express an orange peel on a glass, making an old-fashioned, kind of the oils a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the zest or that outside orange of it, like that, where it's
Yeah.
not sweet, but it's got
Little
like the
bit.
flavor.
It's
But
like, it's on.
Yeah.
On it, but not in it. Kind of like like just a little
I'm
spritz
getting
on
that.
it.
Yeah.
now that I'm letting it go, like a pepper, like there's like a little black pepper that's sticking around on the finish here for me. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm getting is a little like a little spice note, but not like rye spice, more like a pepper spice. What do we got in here? But not bad on that one at 47. That's what I like about them too. Everything is a straight single barrel, so all of them are going to be a little bit different. So every barrel they release, little titch different flavor, not at all exactly. Oh, Oscar hopped in. How's Oscar doing?
Hey, Oscar from California.
Yeah. What's everyone in the chat drinking this evening? I know I asked Eli that he's sucking down an IPA. I want to call you a blasphemer for drinking a beer, but we'll let it go. We'll let it go. Yeah, but what are you guys all drinking out in the chat tonight? And I'm going to switch over to I'm going to pour a little bit of the bourbon now. I'm going to jump over here pour some of this. This is the one for a lot of it, I guess. What? There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit heavier pour. You could say it.
It's a handsome pour.
Yeah, see? It's a nice little lovely. It's a lovely level. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like it's up here. Then I'd have a real issue. Oh, you can't turn down free stuff, Eli. That's nothing wrong with that. All right. This one, I'm going to say, is even a little bit lighter than the Four Grain. It's more, I seen light amber on the other one. This is light amber yellow.
Yeah.
Really sticky on the glass, though, again.
This one's taking forever to get legs to form.
Yeah, like you probably can't see it, but it's getting light ribbing, but it is not.
Yeah.
It is having a hard time coming down. Like, that's cool. I like how kind of viscousy this one is.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, no, I think some of the oiliness, because I had to really, when I was nosing this, I had to really get my nose in there, and a lot of times when I have to do that, it's like, all right, this got some oiliness to it because it's subduing everything just a little bit. Huh.
Oscar having some Highland Park 12. I'm shocked, man. You and Highland Park, no way.
Highland Park and a cigar.
Yeah. No, that's a nice stick too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's heavy coming down, even just swirling it now. And Ice House out there was mentioned he's drinking the Driftless Glen 51. And we'll be looking at that in a couple weeks. We have a set of 3 for another night. That night, they're all Driftless Glen.
Huh.
This is not as now I'm getting into the nose. I don't know if you guys were there or not for a second, but this is not as powerful on the nose as I would have expected.
No.
I mean, even at 47, you're creeping close to 50. I would guess nose-wise, like potency, like we're talking Dancing Goat. This is kind of similar potency to that, where it's much lighter. It's not the same smells, but it is not. It's not grabbing at you that same way.
No.
I mean, I think both of the looking at both so far, they're not older whiskeys. I mean, there's some a little bit of youthfulness to it, but it's kind of hit that point with the age where you're not getting the green spirit out of it.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm just getting a little bit of green, but I'm attributing it to like a green apple.
Yeah, green apple.
Yeah.
A little bit of a dusty barn smell. It's just corn. It's very, to me, it's very corn forward.
Oh yeah.
With a little bit of rye and a little bit of vanilla coming in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, 47%, like I mentioned, 51 corn, 49% millet. So
there's not even any rye.
No rye, different grain altogether.
Okay.
And this is where I start getting a little bit of like a tropical nose. Like,
yes. Yeah.
That I was not accustomed to, that I don't usually get with a rye.
Yeah. That tropical fruit was one of the notes.
But I do like the dusty barn kind of thing you were saying, because that is in there too.
Yeah.
Like a dry hay almost, but it's not heavy. But no, this is one of the ones where it had some other grain in it, so that's why I wanted to see what you guys, I'm going to let you both go on the taste first, just because I had already had this one. So it does feel like there's a little bit of rye in there, though, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
It does.
Like halfway through.
Feels like tastes like a stewed apricot.
Yeah, this is
that's a nice mouthfeel.
Yeah,
it's very rich and oily. Like it holds up to like with the oil in the glass. Mm-hmm. Like it's very coating.
Yeah,
for what it is.
That's a great mouthfeel.
Is it me, or is about towards the mid to tail end of it, all of a sudden it just takes this left turn, and I feel like I've just bit into like a raspberry or strawberry or something. I get this kind of bright red fruit note.
No, I get a fruit note on the palate. Pretty good one. I get the cook, which I'm thinking it with the apricot. I mean, I do get that the cooked fruit, but some of that might just be the mouth feel, the flavors of that. But yeah, it comes down to get just another wave of fruit with it.
Now, before you go in, what I got was a weird, when we were talking tropical, I got a kind of like a little mango flavor.
Oh.
Yeah, I absolutely get that mango, and even that kind of the. I always think of a mango as having a little bit of a piney, resinous piney note to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm even picking up a little bit of that, kind of on the sides of the mouth a little bit.
You guys are both right there. You get almost like a rye feel, halfway, 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah,
kind of picks up where you get black pepper, almost like a white pepper. Just a spicy little kick there for a second.
Yeah,
kind of starts fading away in the aftertaste, but yeah, I was gonna say that's why I was like the millet. I was really kind of surprised by a couple of the other flavors. I don't usually get tropical on bourbon.
No,
that's why I was always like, I'm like, there's some like bits of that in Scotch, or in some of this like an Amroot, depending upon one or two that I've had there. I've gotten some like a little citrus, like not just like the citrus orange and stuff, but like a real kind of actual different flavor to it. That's why I was really surprised with this one, just because like I was not expecting like a mango little roll through the whole thing of it.
No, that's just got a really nice, just a nice mouth coating, but just stays right on the end of the tongue.
Oscar brings up a good point. He's saying that Angel Envy Rye has a tropical fruit and a little citrus bite to it as well too, and that I do remember that as well. But this is like, it's just weird because it's like it's not the rye, but the rye kind of flavor, the peppery spice. It's exceptional for like a second, And then it really does kind of dissipate. And then I start getting a couple other flavors back in there. But yeah, I think it's a silky mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm.
I even get a little bit of cedar on the back end. Maybe going into the finish a little bit.
Mm. And if I open my mouth right away, I do get a little bit more of that spice and heat right away off of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, not just the mango. I get a little bit of like lemon pledgy for a second. But yeah, that's what happens when you pour a bigger thing. You get more taste to find out what's going on.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Color me impressed. I mean, this is my first time having a Koval whiskey, period. So I've enjoyed both of these so far.
Yeah, I think I got to lean more towards the bourbon for me, just because for me it's such a unique bourbon. Like everyone else is going like, I don't want to say like standard Kansas City profile, deep rich woods, molasses, caramel, all those things. It's hard to find. Like there's not I don't find butterscotch in here. You know, like comparatively, this is like a whole different dance that's going on with the bourbon, and I kind of like it just because it's unicorn it's very unique. Unicorn, I think it was a different thing, but I was going to say this one's really uniquely flavor profiled.
Yeah, this ain't your daddy's Kentucky bourbon.
No.
This is something else that I think you could if you were doing a mixed drink. I'm not a bartender, but I think you could find a different home for this because of the flavors in it. Now, there's going to be a day where I feel like we should do an episode where it's like 15 old fashions and just see which one pops up like as the.
I'm in.
Yep. By the time we're done, there's nobody left on the screen because we're all on the floor.
Yeah,
it's all right. We can tilt the camera down like this. And go down towards where we're all sitting at that point.
Can't reach.
Yeah.
Number 6 is the winner for me. But no, yeah. Even if you were to put, hold on here, I'm gonna put a little water in this just to see what happens. Oop. Oh, that was like a dropper full, so it's probably quite a bit for what I'm doing right now. Oh, that flattens out the nose quite a bit. And I'm getting more of like the cedar wood on the nose. Like you were mentioning on the finish.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they made the right choice by keeping this at 47.
Yeah.
Which I normally think there's how many other streams or reviews I've done. Jimmy Redcorn was the only one that I think I've liked where it was lower ABV than the higher one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really it almost like takes the grain notes out of it and brings the barrel much more present, which I think is what I've really appreciated about both of these is they don't feel like you don't feel like it's a huge barrel impact. It's really showcasing the grain in a really nice way, and you get some of that. That's why I'm not sure if it's more of the barrel spice or just the proof hitting on the back end with that peppery note, but I just like how the grain has really stood out in these.
Oh wow, that's what I did. It definitely watered it down. Probably added a few too many drops then, but it's deceptively drinkable at this point. I mean, like
yeah,
I think this on ice could be a problem. The way that I put this one in here, it could be a problem.
Yeah.
I like Eli's idea, 15 old fashioned. I think we can do that. Yeah. I think we'll have to make that happen sometime. Maybe that's when we get together because I got that smoker and we'll see what 2 or 3 of them are like when we add a little smoke to it. The last time I tried to add smoke, that did not go so well because I didn't know it was like not an industrial smoker, but it was meant to smoke meats and other stuff, not just like a little puff into the whiskey, and kind of left it in there a little heavy. And then when you turn it off, because it's got so much roll going to like where the bowl is, where all the wood chips are. Yeah, we had to open the windows. It kind of started poofing out, and I was like, "You're going to set off the fire alarms now. This is not going to be good." But it did affect things, but just to be honest, not as much as I thought it would. So it's something we'll have to look into. But yeah, the water on this definitely opened up, but I think it killed some of the flavors too. So I think the 47 was a good choice. And like they only use 30-gallon barrels.
Yeah.
So they're not using the big 53s. So it ages a little bit faster. But I know on the 4 grain, they're using a heavy char with on a new oak that's Minnesota oak. So it's that one where the cell structure is a little bit tighter than some of the southern oaks that they use a lot of times.
That's it. I put 3 drops of water to what I had left here, and it's turned almost like orange liqueur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It could be a really, really good or horrible gateway whiskey.
Yeah. Like I said, this is like with the ice, it'd be a nice entry level one for people who like ice in their drinks.
Yeah.
It'd be dangerous. I'll just be honest. It's getting to the with the amount of water I added, it was getting towards that Concord grape wine, which I refer to as the crack of wine. And you can have a few drinks of that, and then all of a sudden the bottle's gone, and you don't know what happened.
Yeah,
those are kind of scary. But you know what? All the fruit varietals are what we have up in Wisconsin. So you'll see some of the traditional like Merlots and other things like that too. But everyone has like 15 different varieties, like some type of fruit or apricot or everything like that. So they're definitely the more prevalent ones in Wisconsin.
Well, it makes me wonder, he obviously with his Austrian heritage and, coming from that area, so much of your distillates you're dealing with schnapps and brandies and, you're distilling a lot of fruit. So I wonder how much of that has had an impact or an influence in a way with what he's doing here, because to me, that's what this one is. You almost want to say fruit forward in the flavor and the notes that you get. It's nice.
I would not get, like, if you just said, here, try this whiskey, I would not say, oh, this is a bourbon. I would think it's an American whiskey or a blended whiskey, but not a traditional bourbon.
But yeah, and that's kind of why I liked it. And that's like you mentioned, Ben, there's some interesting factors going in there for how they approach it, maybe a little bit different than everyone else.
Right.
Obviously, goal wise, like we've gotten fruit and spearmint and a couple of them on the last two. So they're not going for, like I said, for that deep kicking barrel note on a lot of it that you get from a lot of distilleries where it's like, oh, the oak's going to slap you around.
Right.
This is more of like, this is stuff you could share with your wife, hypothetically, if she didn't just nose it like mine. But very shareable. I mean, almost stuff that you go to the masses. Well, the rye is like tight and in here. Holy cow.
I think it would make a great old fashioned, honestly.
Yeah, well, and that would just add a couple more.
Even more.
That would add a few more flavors to it, kind of like that little tropical punch. Here we use the orange and a lot of cherry. If it's a sweet, though, you kind of put both in the bottom when they mash them. Of course, then again, everyone here uses brandy, so it throws things off. I don't, but you have to request it, otherwise you're screwed. That's what you're getting in the bottle or in the glass that night. So I'm pouring the rye. I think we spent a little enough time showing that thing some love, and the rye itself. Straight up 140%, so much lower on the ABV than the last two we had. Last two we had were 47. So we'll see what happened there, because typically if you're going to go that, I think they really do hunt out a specific flavor profile then with the ABV. 100% rye on this one, nothing else added. So let's see what that is. This one, a little bit deeper gold color on it than kind of the other two. So I found this one was, well, looking at the bottles, it's kind of in between them. But in my glass right now, it seems a little bit darker. And this one, too, looks a little less oil, gets stuck up top, but it does take a long time for that to come down. So it's a, I don't want to say it's a thick oil because the other two were a lot heavier when they came down. Yeah. So a lot of it's sticking in the bottom of the glass, but what comes up to the top, man, there is a ridge line and takes a long time for the legs to start running.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to work on getting that shine out of here, maybe. No, that's not. Whatever. We'll leave it be. Oh, big eucalyptus on the nose for me. A little black licorice.
I get the black licorice when I get in there, but the nose that I can't get past once it hit me, the memory was you put together model cars when you were a kid. You open up that box with a model car for the first time, and that smell that came out of all the packaging.
Wood, yeah, I get the wood forward on that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ben. Go ahead.
Yeah, you talking about the like the plastic kind of smell? Or,
yeah.
Not
bad. I mean, not in a bad thing. It's just
right.
It brings back a memory.
I get you like a little bit of plastic wood kind of note when you open them up like that.
I get, to me, at the core of it, it's what I get from every single Midwestern rye. I get that little hit of mahogany wood.
I can see that.
It's not dominant, but it's kind of like to me it's kind of at the root or at the heart of it. And then all the other notes are kind of dancing around, but I get that mahogany, and I get that's become almost a signature note to me for a Midwestern rye.
That's why I like having people from different parts of the country on, and you guys coming on the channel, because you can get acclimatized to some tastes and smells and feels when you're in them, and it's good for someone else outside to be like, "Ooh, this is what I'm getting," and like I like how you're. Because you're right, now that you're saying like the mahogany, because that's more of, it leads to a little bit denser kind of wood. Oh, damn it, here the heater's been on the whole time. By the time we get to summer, there will not be this hum in the background, like at least spring. But yeah, I come down here and I turn on the heater because it's cold in the basement or in the den that I have downstairs. It doesn't get to be upstairs. And I turn on the heater, so sorry for that humming noise in the background, everybody. It should be gone now. Ooh. And Eli brought up a good point with the old fashions. He said we could smoke the sugar for the old fashions. So that would be interesting.
Eli's a flipping gourmet. That dude's got some seriously great ideas for things like that.
Well, maybe he'll have to come on and make the old fashions over at your house some night.
I'm game for that.
We're volunteering Eli to go to your house and make you a cat.
I just said someday. I didn't say like next week at 8:00. Here's Eli coming on the channel, but maybe we can talk him into it.
Well, we are supposed to get together Saturday, so we might can discuss some ideas here.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you are going to turn me into a big rye fan here.
Well, and I wasn't beforehand, to be honest. I've slowly been working into the rye, but my downfall is that black licorice. So
right. At the rye, even at 40%, to me, it's a little more dense and it's a little darker than the other two.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
I'm almost getting like the sugar note in this is a much darker.
Yes.
Feel like rolling through 2/3 of the way in and kind of carrying to the finish. Really, I'm getting a much more rich sugar note out of this.
Good news, Arthur. Now we can take a load off, brother.
Yeah, poor Arthur's been running around. He stopped in like right away and then left us a note as to how his night was going, which was not good. But sounds like it leveled out. Yeah, pour yourself a nice heavy one for you tonight.
Yeah. Prescribe you a handsome pour tonight.
No, Arthur, I don't have the black V-neck on, man. This is just straight round collar T-shirt here.
He looks a little Whittington, but not really. I mean, you gotta get the bald head going to really let that go. I can take him on in a year or so, maybe.
I'm not a tall guy. I'm short, but I'm not hobbit stature either. So
a wee man.
But yeah, on the nose, I get eucalyptus is the one thing that's jumping out at me that's different from this one than some other ones, and I don't usually get that too much from. I mean, it's in a lot of ryes, but I don't always get it as heavy.
Yeah, everything on this, I mean, from the nose and from the sip I took, all the notes, it's like they're all candied. It's like everything it's a cooked old-fashioned candy with all these things in it. This is a sweet rye to me.
it is. It's very sugary. I mean, that's what to me. It's just like everything, like you said, everything is sugar coated, basically. The black licorice note, which I agree, it's real prominent.
Yeah,
on there.
But it's not offensive.
It's
not bugging me either. I think it's because once I get that anise note, like the sugars start curling up on the outside of my tongue to like cover it up right away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different one for me compared to some of the other ryes we've had.
This would get people to like rye. I mean, if you start something light like Old Forester rye, nice and easy and different, this would be a good gateway. This would make some killer cocktails.
I agree. And the finish for me on that sweet note, it's like what I feel like I'm telling you is if I had a toasted piece of pumpernickel bread and you slathered butter and then just sprinkle brown sugar all over it, that's the finish for me. It's like this brown sugar coated pumpernickel with a little bit of a creamy butteriness to it.
Yeah, I do. I think you hit it with pumpernickel because I wasn't finding that bread note because I was getting kind of I don't want to say a yeasty, but like there was like a bready quality at the tail end. Yeah. But I wasn't picking it because I was focusing on how rich it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rich.
Yeah.
It's a dessert rye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just nailed that. Because I'm sitting here thinking, man, I don't know if I could do a full pour of this just because it's coming across so sweet. I'm not the biggest person on sweet whiskeys. It's really enjoyable. I like it, but man, the more I sip it, the more, wow, this is.
Yeah, it is. And it is very sugary. So, I mean, I'm wondering, that's what I'm kind of half thinking is, with the whole percentage, they came down low for it. And this, even for low, has a lot of sugars compared to, I don't know, maybe the barrel note was a little heavy because you can taste barrel.
Yeah.
But it is not, just like with the other ones, it's a background note. Like the wood in all of these is like a faint background note that like you get at part of it, but it's not like nowhere near the dominant note of any of the whiskeys we had tonight.
Which I find that interesting because they're using smaller barrels too. You would expect a little bit more of a wood impact from that. But
I wrote them and to see if because Mike and I go down to Distill America, I know they'll be there, so I want to take a look and see if we can get their straight millet and their straight oat that they have.
Oh yeah.
Maybe talk to them, maybe they'll come on then, but I haven't gotten a response because I just sent that out earlier today. But maybe we'll get someone from them to come on and kind of discuss that because it's like what we were talking with some of the other barrels that even though it's a 30-gallon barrel, it seems like it was aged outside for a while where the barrel's not just like being overly aggressive. Right. No green notes in any one of these. It was all like green apple. If there might have been a little green note, but like I said, I attributed it more to like a green apple note. So I'm just happy we haven't hit a big green note because there is some of those out there, and I know I sent you one of them. So we're gonna have to review that one at some point. It's coming up. It's one of those ones that you kind of want to dance around, but at the same time, you have to get to it.
Time to punch that card.
We can do it at some point, but this one's not bad. Oh, Oscar says he likes the black licorice note. Oh, you don't like it either. Sorry, there was a space. Arthur jumped in between there. Sorry, Oscar. I wasn't reading that quite right, but I'm the same way. Like, there's some that ryes that are big black licorice, and you can tell on my face when I drink them that I'm tasting around the black licorice. It's kind of like if you guys ever watched like One Bite pizza reviews or just One Bite, where you're having it and you're like, well, this isn't quite, I don't like deep dish, or something like that. You're like, this isn't really my style. So right away, you're already like, I'm already down like a whole point if I was going to score it. But not on this one. But I think, like you said, the thing on this one is it's like a dessert rye. And I haven't had too many things be like a dessert rye. With the pepperiness and the boldness of a lot of ryes, I haven't had too many be like a candied rye.
Right. The more I've gotten into this, it's gotten a little bit of I've got a little bit more of a chocolate note on the nose and on the palate towards the end of it. And sitting here just now, and the finish started coming across almost like an Andes mint to me, a little chocolate and mint.
Okay.
Huh. I did take, if you guys have any, well, you have the bottles, Patrick. I did take made a dump glass, equal parts of all three.
That's what I'm looking at right here.
It's the flavor on it's really interesting.
I'm working on it. Oh, I almost doubled the rye. Hold on.
Now you got to pour more of the other ones to balance it out.
Oh, no. That's so
I'm curious how much that sugary rye is going to add to, what that's going to do with it.
That's exactly the it's the
is it going to candy up the tropical fruit?
The black licorice gets subdued, but the candy's still there.
I'm just surprised there's that much. Maybe it's the yeast they're using that's getting that type of sugary leftover in it.
I'm sitting here through my head trying to figure out how did they get so much sugar extraction out of this? Was there some malted rye used in here, or was it the yeast, or what? What are they doing that it's?
I'm gonna lean towards the yeast because it says it's just a flat rye. I didn't ask which one, but we've had. Ooh, you're right. The candy. It's almost like a chocolate candied note with this. And you get it's like a chocolate candied note with a little bit. It's like a chocolate covered mango.
You get a little touch of maple syrup in that too.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, pancakes. We need pancakes.
Yeah. That's the
breakfast whiskey.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone watching. The combo of all three is a breakfast whiskey.
Yes.
Wow.
We'll call this the Chicago breakfast.
We can, if you guys come and we go to something down there, we'll have it before we go to Yoke, or when we're at Yoke. I don't think they're going to stop us from going. Excuse us.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Wow. Okay. I still find that black licorice note. I was hoping that would just be gone. But that is wow. That is really interesting. Like on the front half, like it took a while. It was almost after it dried away on the front half of my tongue that some of the flavors started to rise up there. Sorry, I got to go back to this again.
Yeah, I do too. I got to pour another.
It's almost like a peppery bread pudding. That is just okay. That's just almost too much stuff going on.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm having a hard time nailing down anything other than just It's sweet. There's peppery notes.
Yeah.
I'm getting bits and like I'm getting a little bit of like the mango, citrus, a couple other the little bit of black licorice. But like I said, that bready note in it. This is almost turning into a Ferrari whiskey with like the 3 mix, where it's like, woof, too much shit happened too fast, and they're flying past me, and I don't know what the hell happened.
I'm starting to go with my palate blown.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of is if you went somewhere or somebody else's house and they made you a dessert and they give you a very small portion, first you're like, what the hell, dude? But there's a reason they only gave you that small portion. It's like, there's a lot here. Anything more than this, you're going to get sick. It's too much. You just need to have this little bit. It's very intense.
Because we know you're going to ask for some more.
Yes. Yeah.
What's just that? I'll take another little dish. Thank you very much. I see you have 20.
Yes.
The next one out.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Is that like I'm even getting like the banana bread in there for a second on the nose?
It's dense and sweet.
Yeah, and it's spicier though. Okay, that's just screwing with me. It is like this is like I was enjoying like other flavors and stuff, but this is the part where it's not like ABV torquing me around, but flavor wise, it is torquing me right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of a fight.
Yeah. Maybe I still have a little more of the rye because that is rushing up on the last third now. But the front half is like all the other flavors like fighting for dominance in like this mid-level. No one makes it to the top mid-level game. Then the spiciness pops up. And then I actually get a little bit of wood for the first time is with the combination of all of them on the finish right now. But it's not strong. But I mean, it's actually there on the finish. That's too freaky. It's too freaky. Like I like it, but it's overwhelming.
This whiskey freaks me out.
It does a little bit. Like that combo is really, really good. And the weird thing is we're talking about, they tried it. They have to play with it there when they're like, oh, like it's a Saturday afternoon, like let's do this. Or they have tasting classes, and he still does like teaching classes and stuff actually for college down there. So they have to play with this more frequently. Yeah. So I don't know. I can see why I wouldn't make it because it does blow a pipe. It would blow a pipe like right past people's minds.
Yeah. So Ben, one thing that hit me was this would probably be kind of fun to try to pair with a cigar. That combo.
Yeah.
Especially if you had some, as much as it knocks the pepper down and stuff for me, if you had a really nice peppery cigar to kind of balance all this other stuff that's going on, or even more of a 1 or 2 note cigar,
right.
Pepper, a little bit, yeah.
I agree. I think number one to me that what stands out just the sweetness of it's going to really go well with a good stick. So especially that rye, good grief, you almost want something good and smoky and spicy to balance out the sweetness of that rye.
And it's oily as heck. Like I'm all done with this one, and it is still dropping from the bottom of the glass. Like you can see the thick legs kind of coming down on it, and it's all over. So there is some oil in this, and in all 3 of them.
I tell you what, this blend became to me: buckwheat pancakes with chocolate chips and maple syrup. That's. I was sitting here taking a sip of that. I was like, oh my God, I can taste the oats. I can taste like a buckwheat, almost kind of pancake, grainy. There's a hit of chocolate in there. There's a sweet, almost a maple syrup note. It's like, okay, yeah.
That like we said, breakfast whiskey. Like that was like, I would definitely bring that along. Well, maybe not all 3 bottles. Maybe we'd blend it before we got to the restaurant. Yeah. But I would bring that along. That would be a tasty kind of kick kickstart to the morning, because though it
Yeah.
tastes like all that, it is a little bit of like a bump, and it is. And I'm still the thing I'm most surprised by is the amount of sugar in the rye.
Yeah.
Like the flavors, I really enjoyed out of the other ones, and I was surprised by the flavors in them. But I hadn't really had too much of the rye, and that one really, the sugars in it were kind of crazy. Like you said, I'm gonna find out. I'll write them because I almost have to lean towards the yeast or however they distilled that one to get that type of sugar content.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, because I know I had some. I thought it might have just been mine that like was sitting around halfway down for a little bit that had a different flavor. So I'm glad everyone hit that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're getting towards the end of the stream. We might end a couple minutes early. We gave everyone a chance to stop out and check out a couple other channels or something going on tonight, because we know Whiskey Crusader starts in a couple minutes, and we don't want to overlap and roll onto them too much. But Oscar says there's a challenge accepted. We always like challenges that are accepted on this channel. So we look forward to hearing what you think about that. And Ben in the chat, Ben brought up another whiskey we're going to be taking a look at in March. We had reviewed a 6 and 20. Where is that from down there? Maybe give a little plug for that distillery, because I know you know a little more than I do, Ben.
Yeah, 6 and 20 Distillery. They're out of Piedmont, South Carolina. So they're about 20 minutes up the road from where I live. They diverge a little bit, do some interesting things, kind of like Koval in a way. So they have a wheat whiskey. It's all wheat. They do 5 grain bourbon, where they're using rice in the mash bill on that one. I think they recently reviewed that on the Tribe. They have they do some special releases here and there. I picked up a triple malt that's really nice, but they just did an heirloom rye for the first time. They're using black Seacoast rye, I believe, which is was a grain that kind of like the Jimmy Red Corn almost went completely extinct. There's just a few farms that are growing it, and they source all their grain from here in South Carolina. But that rye in particular to me is just a real standout out of everything they've done. It's unique. It's got a different profile than the standard rye that I'm used to, that I get from most places. And I think you guys are going to find it really interesting. So.
And that's what I'm looking forward to, because like you're talking about Midwest ryes and stuff. When we had the Jimmy Red Corn, I could really tell the uniqueness compared to some of the red corns I'd had around here, flavor profile wise. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to see how that rye kind of transitions because of the impact it had on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're coming to the end.
Thumbs up from Robert Licorice. So.
Oh yeah, hey, if he gives someone a thumbs up, I'm happy about that. Yeah. It's like Nancy Fraley going, I think I like that too. You're like, oh, hold on, let me get my notebook out. Write this down. What is it? What distillery was it? Okay, thank you. So yeah, we'll be coming up in March. We're gonna think on Thursday this week. We're gonna be reviewing stuff from the 45th Parallel, which is another one in Wisconsin. Coming up to Distill America, I'm trying to knock out a couple of reviews of some of that stuff, just because a lot of them are going to be there, and then we're gonna branch out into a few other states again come March. Like Ben said, we're going to be probably doing 6 and 20. We're going to do an Iron Root week. And there's a couple other ones out there that we're going to be looking at that point. We're going to do Arizona week at some point too, because they have some really nice stuff going on down there. But Wednesday, we're going to be reviewing the Border Bourbon, which is their 45th Parallels bourbon, and their Wisconsin week, just the W. They do the distilling for J. Henry. So J. Henry grows everything there. Then they ship it up there, and 45th Parallel does it. So it is a little bit of a trip for them because they're down by Madison, and that's almost up by Minnesota, pretty close to the border over there. Hence the Border Bourbon from them. But remember to hit the like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you see something you like, let us know. You got questions, put it down there. We'll be happy to answer them for you. And from everyone on my Whiskey Den, remember, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of the whiskey, no matter how much is left in the glass. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.